Hey there, this is Sherry Quam Taylor, and you are listening to the Business Behind Fundraising podcast. Now, this short season 3 series, I've been talking about some factors that have been impacting the Great Resignation in your nonprofit. And today we are talking about when professional development gets cut. One of the biggest factors I feel like the Great Resignation has or what's caused the Great Resignation is the professional development being the first thing to get cut from the budget. What is that about? Here's how I want to frame this today. So I was thinking of an example that kind of plays into this. And so I get a lot of people calling me and or a lot of fundraisers telling me that they feel like their donors only want to fund projects, which is actually not true. I don't buy that at all. Are there donors who want to fund projects? They want to touch and feel all the things. Yeah, but I find that it's actually only a small percentage of donors. So if you're listening to this, if you're leading an organization and you've heard your team say this repeatedly, we might have a problem, and it's a problem that you can fix. But I say it's a problem because you actually have way more control over this than you think. And I tell your fundraisers, actually, you have way more control over donors choosing to or asking about project-based gifts than they think. So if these kind of things are happening, and I'm using this example today, you have to look what's really behind that statement. Well, why are the donors asking for project-based gifts? It typically means that your fundraisers aren't confident with the numbers discussions that it actually takes to secure large non-project based gifts. They don't know how to lead donors through the conversation and lead them to a deep understanding of why you need Gen Ops gifts and have that stakeholder to stakeholder conversation. Sometimes when we do project-based gifts, it means we don't have a pipeline of donors. And so, oh my gosh, we have to default to a quick win. I got to hit my goals. And we actually default to a transaction. We actually default to presenting that as the lead opportunity. Sometimes it just means that your fundraisers have never learned how to ask a donor for an unrestricted gift. They aren't sure how to present the true and overall financial need of your organization. Let's cut to the chase. Too many fundraisers don't know how to lead donors through these types of conversations. They do not know how to secure larger gifts. They don't know how to lead donors through these investment level conversations. And they don't know how to ask for Gen Ops gifts, right? So then they default to project-based gifts. This approach keeps organizations raising way too much restricted revenue. And frankly, it does not allow you to grow. And this is why everybody comes to me raising millions, but a lot of it is restricted. And so we have to make sure we're doing the things that are getting you the most unrestricted revenue. Now, when we invest in our people, when we don't throw professional development out the window, when we teach them and they learn how to lead a donor to unrestricted gifts, this is where the game-changing events happen. This is where, okay, now we have money coming in. What happens is individual donors start doubling, tripling, 10xing, yes, their gifts. They didn't know you needed the money. So individual donors. So businesses, this is when businesses shift their old traditional event sponsorships to unrestricted mission-based donations. This is a game changer. I just think of the transactional sponsorships before 2020 we were doing, they weren't a win-win. They weren't a win for the company. They weren't a win for us. And they were certainly not the donor's best gift. I have worked the last however long you're listening to this from COVID, to help organizations shift their transactional sponsorships, identify businesses that really are mission aligned and want to give investment level gifts. Okay, so individuals, businesses, family foundations, they put you on the top of the list when we know how to lead them, when we know how to serve them. I see these types of examples all the time of individuals, businesses, and foundations shifting to unrestricted gifts. I see it all the time. The people who make this shift, even when the budget was tight, even when it was feeling like, oh, this is feeling real scary, they did not remove the professional development. There has never, ever been a more critical time to invest in your staff. Just because they are great at grant writing, great at events, great at appeals, great at all the transactional things, does not mean they know how to lead donors through investment level conversations. They must know how to sit down, leader to leader, and confidently present the financials. Sure, are we presenting the story and the crisis and the solution? Yeah, I'm not saying we're not doing all that. But major donors need more. And if your staff does not know how to do this, you are leaving money on the table. And I might go so far as to say you are leaving millions on the table. I find that even seasoned fundraisers aren't doing this. This is like ROI. This ROI is a game changer for organizations. I have organizations add 7 figures of revenue to their bottom line by fixing this and this alone. It is so excited. Please do not stop investing in your staff. Please invest in them in ways that allow you to align hours with dollars so you can have the unrestricted revenue you need to scale and grow. It's a game changer, and I want that for you. Thanks so much for tuning in today. Hey, if you've been listening along and enjoyed this episode, just take a minute to like and share and do all the things you know how to do. If you're listening on the audio portion of this podcast, please leave us an Apple review, and I'll see you next week.